Beans and beans on toast and in the air, go singing with the band. Oh bloody, oh bloody, life goes on. Life goes on. Oh, that's just Right, let's begin. Welcome to my second instalment of James's morning drive. How's everybody doing this morning? Had a nice weekend, met up with some good friends. Had quite a nice chilled session at the local. It's Sunday today, I'm going to work. It's worth working some Sundays, especially when the pay is worth it, shall we say. What's going on with me at the moment? Well, me and my partner and my friend are discussing on moving out. It is just a discussion at the moment. It's probably not until, I don't know, late summer, early autumn that we'll be able to actually push the button and head out into the world and be fully independent with each other. That's going to be fun. Very, very soon, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to get the Smart Roadster. Very, very excited for that. The only downside is at the moment I do need to sell this Golf. I need to sell it. However, I need to get some issues fixed with it, or potentially sell it with the issues and tell the person exactly what they need to do. So unfortunately I'm driving it today right at the moment. So this is a Mark 6 2010 Golf, Volkswagen Golf, match 1.4 TSI. When I got it, I made very much a rookie mistake because it wasn't revving over 3,000 RPM when I bought it. So in my head, I don't know why, again this is because I wasn't very confident and I had some insecurity issues. I just assumed that it was some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? A valet setting. Yeah, I know. I just assumed that it was a valet setting, so like, basically no one could rag your engine around. That was my assumption. Turns out it's definitely not that. It's a turbo solenoid, which is what the garage that I took it to worked out, MJ Warner. So it's either that at a minimum, because they said apparently like the actual turbo itself looks healthy and hasn't got really much issues. The only other thing is, the only other option though is to replace the whole turbo. So I could either get a refurbished one or a brand new one. But we're talking, I don't know, £1,500 for a brand new one, and maybe £1,000 for a refurb one. I mean, that's hopefully including labour, because I mean, some places will rip you off if they want to. So yeah, again, like, I'm happy to take sensible offers for the Golf. It's on Auto Trader at the moment. I'll try and stick the link in the description to see if anybody's actually interested. Excuse me. I've got a friend, Bertram is his name. Shout out to Bertram. I met him through PS4 actually, and he's from Denmark. Seems like a lovely chap, and he's coming down to London at some point, so I might do a little vlog with him if he's cool with that. What else is going on in my life? There's so many things going on, and it's so positive because it's actually keeping my mind busy. And it doesn't mean I'm distracting myself. It's more like I've got stuff to fill the time that, because we've all got a limited time on this earth, and I know like that's quite a hard topic for some people, because it is, you know, some people choose to spend their whole life in fear. Some people can't handle the fear and obviously commit suicide, and there's people that break on through to the other side. But that doesn't mean that you're in a better place. It just means that I feel like you're more susceptible to evil people. If that makes any sense. Like, you start to think that you're invincible, so then you potentially become the devil, or you get to know the wrong people, and this could be an outlet. Like if you know the wrong people, it's an outlet, 100%. You feel like the world has screwed you over, so I'm gonna take back what I can and go from there. Again, this is just assumptions, and this is the thing as well. Like, a lot of friends have been telling me that you can't be just saying stuff for the sake of saying stuff, and that's true to a certain extent. But I like voicing my opinion now, and sometimes there's been times in the past where I felt like a whole situation could have been avoided if I just said something. So instead of living in fear, like I've been saying, I'm willing to take the punishment of saying something and it potentially being wrong, because I want to learn. I'm not stuck. I'm not one-dimensional. If I say something and it's backed by evidence, then I'm wrong. No, sorry, wait. If I say something and someone says you're wrong and it's backed by evidence, I'm wrong, and I'm man enough to say that. And again, here's another little thing that I want to talk about. When I say the word man, it has nothing to do with gender and nothing to do with sexual orientation. Shout out to Daniel James Audio, he's one of my good friends. He said, what are the values of a man? And there's only two, and it's honesty and integrity. So again, if you just follow those two rules, nothing else matters with the stereotype of being a man. So you can be whoever you want to be, but when I say the word man, I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I mean it as in like how man has survived, I don't know, millions of years. But now we're in a society where it doesn't mean that a man has to be strong and, you know, protect his loved ones. Well, there is a little bit of that still to a certain extent, because I think it's unfortunately in our nature. But it doesn't have to be. You can choose to do that or not. That's up to you. Where was I going with this, guys? Anyway, yeah. So the values of a man, honesty and integrity is all I've got to say on that matter. So yeah, picking up the smart roaster, picking up in a onesie, picking up in a onesie. I'm going to potentially be moving out later in the year. What else we got? I've got other like video ideas at the moment, so let's just try and discuss them while I'm here. So my old alter ego is gone, and I'm sorry to say to all the hardcore fans and the old fans, he's done for. In this day and age, we don't live, again, shout out to young Simon Gamer. He's pointed out that we don't live in a council culture anymore. However, if it happens, it can be life-changing. It's just how you deal with it. So you can bounce back, but it all depends on what you've done, in my eyes. But unfortunately, I said a few things back then that I regret wholeheartedly, and I'd hope you all know now that that is the main reason why that character had to die off a little bit. Me and Simon are still very close friends. There's nothing to do with our relationship. We love music now more than anything else. And if we was going to reboot, shall we say, it wouldn't be the same. And that's going to be hard for a lot of fans, because they'll be like, oh, I subscribe to this content, but now you're doing something new. And sometimes you do. Like sometimes it's like so many famous TV shows and film series, they start off so good, then the actual, you know, producers, directors or whatever, just aren't happy anymore. And if something doesn't make you happy, what is the point of continuously trudging along, affecting your mental health? And you see it not only in the film industry, in the music industry as well. Like a lot of artists who feel like, I don't know, that they make it and they don't want to make it. Like there's a lot of artists don't want to be famous, but they end up being like massive, and that hits them hard, and a lot of them don't know how to handle it. Because again, like for instance, if I was famous, if I was really, really famous, let's say an A-lister right now, I would have already had someone tailgating me. By the time I step into the car, I would have had someone taking photos of me from their home or something like that, because you are just always watched, and there's literally no rest for the wicked, because unfortunately being famous doesn't come with a handbook, does it really? You end up getting force-fed this information from like a manager or an agent who's just telling you this is what you got to do if you want to make it. Oh, you did. And then if you feel like you don't want to carry on, they will then spill their guts out about saying like, oh, well, your life is ruined now. Like there's no point going back. This is just again assumptions. I'm allowed to make assumptions. That's fine. So yeah, it's a bit of a messed up world we live in. So that's why right now I'm grabbing it by the horns, and I'm feeding off this positive energy that I have for everybody. And I'm not gonna lie, my positive energy is aggressive love. I feel like the only way I can describe it is I've got aggressive love for everyone. So I only want the best for them, but sometimes people can't help themselves. And if they can't help themselves, then there's no point me putting effort into them. There's some people that I will, because I think it's naturally part of their personality, and it's also the fact that I believe that I was that way inclined for so long, that just having the right guidance, and it doesn't mean me being around them, it means me making videos, making vlogs, so they don't even have to interact with me. They could just watch my content and believe like they might like my values, or they might have similar values to me. And then with time, because time is the greatest healer, unfortunately, and some people are impatient, and that's fine. That's also fine as well. Your time will come. That's what she said. So it's just like, oh, life is so hard, and it really is. It's terrible. It is terrible because I live in the UK, and it's meant to be one of the, I don't know, top 5 best countries like on this planet, because of the infrastructure. There isn't too much division anymore, or like dividance, if that's a word. But unfortunately, the only way that this country can cope is by charging extortionate amounts of money for stuff now. Like, everything's just getting more expensive, and that's natural because of inflation and shit. But it's just making it very, very hard to survive here. And naturally, when I see people who move to other countries, I have no qualms about it, because there's people that move from other, you know, third world countries, or countries that are much worse off than us, can come here and look for work. I literally have no issues with that. Even the ones that are causing trouble in other people's eyes, that's just literally human nature. There's nothing you can do about that, because the news will obviously paint them as the ones causing all the problems, when in reality it's the government and all these news outlets that are causing the issues in my eyes. But anyway, that's another topic of conversation that we can have another time. Back on the famous B road, shout out to Total Head Turners. I did go and visit the garage the other day, where I'm technically having to record these on my phone and edit them on my phone. I don't have the best editing software, so unfortunately it's like, I keep saying like, oh, I'll put an image in, but I can't at the moment, because I don't know how. So again, I'm hoping to one day have the right editing tools and stuff to make my own life easier, but for now you guys are just gonna have to deal with the fact that it's on my phone. I've managed to do it widescreen as well. I triggered myself when I watched the first installment, but it was just, it was portrait mode. What a doofus. It's 2023 and I'm still filming in portrait mode. I need to get a life. Obviously my socials at the moment, so at Quy-Hill Chaos, QUYHILLCHAOS, Quy-Hill Chaos on Instagram, obviously on YouTube, on Twitch and on Twitter. My Snapchat, I didn't mention it last time, but it's still my Timbrand/T-Brain one, so that's where you're going to see the weird content, and that's not for everybody's eyes. So if you're into that sort of stuff, feel free to add me there. Anyway, did I talk about Bertram in the end? I think I've come full circle. Bertram's coming down to London, and I'm very, very excited for that, because I did say I'd do a vlog and stuff, but for now I feel like it would just be good to see somebody. He's basically been my 21st century pen pal, because, you know, we met through an online video game, and got to know each other and became good friends, and now he's grown up enough and I'm grown up enough to sort of like be like, oh, let's actually interact and meet face to face. So I'm very, very excited for that. He unfortunately had the same problem as me. He had a chest infection and he would have been down this weekend, but he couldn't, and that's fine, because I had a chest infection sort of just before, at the beginning of December. So by the time it was really horrendous, it was Christmas Day, and I was just like, ugh, absolutely destroyed. Did COVID test, it wasn't COVID. Basically had flu symptoms for the first time in over 10 years, so that was absolutely horrendous. So that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It happens, and now I'm suffering the consequences. So I've got a tickly cough, and I need to manage it right now. So I've got a bit of cough syrup, I've got some cough lozenges and stuff, and I need to work out exactly the date of how long it's been since I had the chest infection and had the sore throat, because they said like it takes about a month or two for the sore throat to heal. And I've got to perform next Saturday. I'm doing a 45-minute set and I'm singing and stuff, so I need to make sure my voice is actually okay, or at least the best it can be, so then when I perform I can just have my microphone turned up a little bit and sing a little bit quieter, shall we say. Right. Well, we're 16 minutes in. I know I don't think YouTube really appreciates very, very long videos, so I might as well leave it here. I'm going to sign off now. Thank you for joining me this morning on my second morning drive. Just to sum it all up, feel free to follow me on social media. So on Twitch, Twitter and Instagram it's at Quy-Hill Chaos, all one word, capital Q, H and C. And yeah, feel free to share this with anybody who'd be interested. Again, I don't care about subscribers, I don't care about likes, all I care about is comments. So feel free to comment and just say what you want, what's on your mind. Let's start having a conversation. Anyway, much love everybody and take care.